Hey, welcome. Welcome to the Thyroid Diaries, episode 3. I'm just streaming into Facebook, so bear with me for a moment. Okay. So today is all about getting fit with a thyroid condition. Yeah. Today is where I'll be sharing a little bit about my journey and also the 7 golden principles to getting fit with a thyroid condition. So looking forward to sharing this with you. Just bear with me for one moment as I live stream this today. Take a few deep breaths and maybe grab a cup of tea. Okay. Here we go. Excellent. All right. Okay, we are on. Welcome, everybody. Let me know if you're joining me live. And I welcome you here today for the Thyroid Diaries, episode 3, Getting Fit with a Thyroid Challenge. So if this relates to you, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're here and let's get into it. So yeah, today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my personal journey and what I have found to work really, really effectively so that you're able to still get the energy and get to maintain your exercise and achieve a good level of fitness, which then essentially feeds back into your whole wellness and well-being, so that then you're feeling better in yourself, right? So because at the beginning of any type of challenge, such as the thyroid challenge, it can be quite tricky to navigate and find that balance between trying to achieve the level of fitness that you desire and respecting your body and respecting where you're at that point in time as well. So if you're here, just let me know. I'm just going to have a look on my phone. Let me know if you're here so that I can interact with you as best as I can. And normally I see the messages at the end of the live. So wonderful. Hi, Willie. Lovely to see you. Excellent. So, all right. So with a thyroid challenge, which may be Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, I'm speaking about that in particular, as well as hyperthyroidism as well. That needs to be respected and appreciated in this realm. Really slow and steady wins the race. I cannot emphasize that enough. Okay, so if you've got a competitive nature, and I don't know whether it's like I'm unsure if there's been any study. I know there hasn't been any studies done on this, but I have found that a lot of clients that I've come across that have a thyroid challenge, they tend to have that little bit of a competitive streak. Okay, so if you've got that competitive streak and you have a thyroid condition, it can really be a bit of a rough mix in terms of exercise, because you're pushing forward when you should be pulling back, right? So to get fit, what we often need to do is we need to take a step back to then move forward. Yeah. So if that doesn't make sense, let me clarify. So with the thyroid challenge, your metabolism is already slow, or it could be sluggish, depending on where you are on that spectrum, depending on whether you've hit rock bottom or not, or whether you've caught it early, which is the area that I prefer to work with people. Doesn't mean I can't work with the other people, but if you already find that there's something going wrong or something skew and you seek help, then that's a beautiful zone to be working with, because then we can really, prevent you from hitting that rock bottom where we've just got more of the therapeutics to work with. Okay. So with a slow metabolism, so your thyroid governs your metabolism. So with that, it won't only affect your weight gain or weight issues, but also your energy and just your overall well-being, right? So I liken the thyroid gland kind of like a gearbox in a car. So let's say, for example, you're in first gear. So if your TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone, is high, okay, if that reading is quite high or not optimal, it's like putting your car into first gear. So your revs are really high. You may even be going uphill. So your revs are really high, but you're not going very fast. So that's like the TSH, yeah? So if you're, motoring along nice and smoothly, like fourth or fifth gear, and the revs are low, that's a optimal thyroid. Okay. If you're going in reverse, that could be your reverse T3 is quite high, which is one of the parameters that I like to look at on a pathology panel. And that could be that your body's literally trying to put the brakes on. So that's one of the reasons why I like to do the testing to see, the blue, that baseline of where you're at. But also you can innately, you can feel. So how I like to work with my clients is to have a check-in regularly. Have a check-in. So if you're externally driven, so you're comparing to others, or you may have an external goal. I've had to adjust my goals over the years because the goal that I had, like, it's just too big. It's now, just stick with me. Like, there's mindset, but then there's we need to be realistic in honoring our body with where it's at. So we can't just always be in the mind to go for this overarching, massive, huge goal if it's not aligned with where we are in our body. We need to respect where we are in our body. Hence why mind-body integration is so incredibly important, so that we can get those feedback loops and appreciate where we are, so that we're not extending out too much to then become depleted. And then the wheels fall off, and then you're trying to put yourself back together. So you've possibly been relying on your adrenal glands, and the adrenal glands will push up your cortisol. So that's going to skew your blood sugar. So then you're going to be going for the quick fixes, like the carbs and the sugary items and the caffeine and, all those things to try and get your energy back, okay? Because you've already gone way beyond what your body is capable of at that particular time. So slow and steady wins the race, and there's no reason why you can't get fit, but we need to really appreciate and honor our body with where it's at, and go gently. It's one of the reasons, and there's no judgment here. We all do and pick and choose what we like to choose to achieve our fitness. But personally, I don't like gyms. I've never liked gyms, apart from the fact that there's all these gadgets and it's noisy and it's bright and there's too much electromagnetic frequency, which kind of shutters my field. Apart from that, it's just, I don't know, it's just like a sweaty hot box. I just really don't like it. But if you like that, that's awesome, But what I don't like about gyms is there's always schedules, and it's always you've got to do this, you've got to do it 3 times a week to get your result. I mean, that's a load of rubbish, because if you're pushing yourself and you're externally driven without checking internally with where you're at, it's going to be a really, really hard slog to get your fitness, to get to your peak level of fitness. it's really going to be very, very difficult, because if you're not at that point where you've got the energy to pull out for those sessions, it's just very depleting. So there's quite a few. So apart from the whole mindset around that, I'm just going to get into it. There's 7 principles that I abide by now, and I really would like to share with you. And if you resonate with this, and if you feel that this really makes sense for you, I'd love to talk about it more, so that we can actually talk about it with you as an individual, to really help you get this together in your life to really achieve your goals. So number 1, now I've written here goal. Now I'm not talking about a SMART goal, because the SMART goal system doesn't account for how you feel. So it is good to have a goal, an external goal, to have something to go for, but it also needs to have fluidity and flexibility. If it's structured and rigid, that's not going to account for your healing journey. So honoring yourself whilst you're aligning with that goal, and being okay for it to just shift here and there. So personally, I love doing triathlons. I never used to. I never thought that was possible. But am I at that level where a lot of athletes that I know that are in my field? Absolutely not. I do little triathlons. I do the small ones, but I still am able to maintain my fitness. So it's about choosing something that you align with, that you enjoy, that you have fun with, but something that has a level of flexibility to meet you with where you're at with your with how you feel in your body. Yeah. So for example, with my goals, there's different distances, and I can always drop down to a lower distance. Okay. So if in my general life there's too many things going on, or it's going to be too busy, I will drop down to a lower distance, or I'll just leave that one and then go for a next one. But I still maintain a baseline. So we all have that ability to have a baseline, and that is at a level that suits you. It's not going to overreach you. You know, it's not going to be too taxing. It's just going to be going gently, slow and steady. Okay. So, you know, then when we're going for our bigger fitness goals, we kind of stretch that a little bit, but always coming back. Okay. So the goal. So having a goal, and your goal could be, I don't know, to do a particularly beautiful bush walk, or to get into climbing, or to, I don't know, play team sports. Like, we all have different goals. So it's really about looking at what makes your heart sing. What do you thoroughly enjoy? I love doing, the reason why I'm really glad I found triathlon sports. The reason why I love it is because it has the 3 disciplines. So that enables me to not place too much emphasis on one area of the body. So it kind of brings me into balance. So that's why I really, really love it. And it gets me into nature, which I really, really love. So it helps to ground me. It helps me, you know, and it allows me time away from the computer and away from IT. And it also gives me that solitude as well. So you're in with a group, but it's very solo. So you have that internal time to reflect and just be. So personally, that's what I love. So it's about looking at what you love. So write in the comments if you're joining me live, or if you're joining me here on the replay, do a hashtag replay, and just write in the comments, what do you love to do? It's got to be something that you love, not that you're doing it because you have to get fit. There are so many choices in this world. So it's got to make your heart sing, something that you enjoy. And it could be going for a walk in the morning to see the beautiful sunrise. It could be in the evening to see the sunset. Like, there's also times of the day. Yeah. So what is it? What is it that makes your heart sing? And having a goal that has those nice, fluid, flexible boundaries, so that if you don't reach the goal, it doesn't matter because it's a journey, right? Life is a journey. So it's about crafting a blueprint for your journey. And if you haven't got to where you thought in your mind you should be, well, that's, I like to work with people on that because that's just, it's too limiting. It's too, I mean, it's kind of self-defeating, right? Because you haven't got there. So what happens? You're down on yourself or this or that. So it's got to have that nice, flexible fluidity because you're still way better off now than what you may have been several months ago if you've taken some small baby steps forward. And sometimes we've really got to break those steps down because if you've really been fatigued and unwell for quite some time, it might be just a 15-minute walk in the morning. It might be something that's more yin in energy, so a yoga class, something that's just a little bit of movement but treading gently, and then we build up from there, right? Build up in terms of for cardio fitness. Yeah. So this brings me to number 2. Within your schedule, your fitness, your routine, have a great combination of yin and yang that actually works with your life, with what you're doing. So, for example, I like to go for a run. I find it's very, very effective in releasing stress and tension, but not a hard run. Just kind of, it's just like you get a little bit of a burn up, but not too much after a busy day, right? And I find it very invigorating, very grounding, very refreshing. So looking at something that's going to not just serve you or your goal, like you and your fitness, your goal, but also serve you with your place within your day. Okay? So if you're a scheduled person, and I'm not, I'm not by nature, I do need to have a little bit of a schedule, but I have a lot of fluidity in that because I'm always checking in on my body, checking in constantly. So if you've had a day that just, that it's just not going to honor you to go for that run, do something else. Go for a walk. Still do something in terms of helping you achieve your fitness goal. But it can be going a little bit more gently, a little bit softly, nurturing your mind and body more. Okay? So having that combination of yin and yang. And it could be that if you're really strung out and fatigued, or you've stretched yourself too far, it could be that you don't do that and you might do a practice of meditation, or you might have an Epsom salt bath. You might need to nurture your whole soul at that point in time. Yeah, certainly that has been the case for me with my plover encounter yesterday, when I was viciously attacked by I think a young male plover that was rightfully doing what he should do. This young little show-off bird was protecting the family. Absolutely. I mean, fiercely protecting the family. Unbeknownst to him, I'm not a threat, but this bird was protecting the family, and I got swooped several times. I grazed myself. I fell. I'm sore. I'm jarred. So am I going to go and do my run today? No, I'm going to tread gently. I'll probably do some nice, gentle stretches. But is that going to prevent me from getting fit? No, because we look at big picture. We look at big picture, and it's about checking in internally and not be too focused externally all of the time. So that's number 2, a combination of yin and yang exercise. Number 3, especially if you're a little bit rock bottom on your energy, you need to sleep. You need to rest. If we push, anyone with a thyroid condition will know that if you push, it is going to just come back and bite you, because then you're just going to be depleted, and you may even get run down and get sick, immune system issues, autoimmune immune system issues with Hashimoto's, with thyroid. Okay. So if you push your adrenals so that they are just going to be strung out, you'll get unwell, you'll get sick. So with that, think strong boundaries. You know, we all have a different set of circumstances. If your life is busy, have a look, and if you do an internal check and you know that you're feeling quite tired or exhausted or just fragile, have a look at what's going on coming up in the next couple of days and start cancelling a few things. You know, just kind of reschedule this, reschedule that, and just lighten the load so that you have time to rest and put those boundaries in place. Because sleep is the number one, 100%, that is the number one. If you can get your sleep on track, that's going to help you, because when you sleep, you get into that beautiful stage 4 sleep pattern zone, where that's where we rest and recover. That's where we get our cellular recovery, cellular rejuvenation. That's where we secrete our growth hormone for repair. So if we're not getting good quality sleep, how on earth are we going to achieve our fitness goals, let alone get through the day? So sometimes we need to chip it all back and just, you know, say to your partner, say to your family, say to your friends, you know, shut down the work and just honor yourself and go to bed early, ultra early, like really early, and sleep a little bit longer than what you normally would to rest and recover. And if you need a few nights of that, do that a few nights. If you need an afternoon of that, honor yourself that nap. Because if you check in and your body needs it, it's trying to tell you something. Listen to your body. It whispers before it shouts. Often, you know, viruses, colds, flus, all this type of stuff can be prevented if we listen to our body. Because it's not just a virus attacking us. That's just so singular. It's about what's going on in our body. Where is our level of resistance? Where, you know, what is the internal orchestra doing in our body so that we're able to stave off that illness? We're able to not, you know, if we don't get sick. Yeah? I mean, why is it that in a family unit, half the family gets sick and the other half doesn't? That's an interesting phenomenon. So, yeah, I really encourage you to explore that. It's not just about hand sanitization and staying away from that person. It's about what's going on internally. What's happening with your own immune system? Where are your adrenals? Yeah, what's happening with your thyroid? What's happening with your nervous system? Yeah, so if you're feeling strong and resilient and healthy and vibrant, you're better able to stave off any type of illness that might be going around. Okay, so doing that internal check constantly and honoring your body, some sleep and recuperation, and that is going to serve you to tread forth for your fitness goals. It's all about feedback loops. Yeah, if we just, and again, swinging back to number one, having a goal that has some fluidity, has a little bit of stretch, a little bit of ebb and flow. You're still going to get there. It's just going to be a little bit more flexible, especially for someone with a thyroid condition, because we tend to be a bit more delicate, a bit more sensitive. If you resonate with this, if you have a thyroid condition and you're watching this and you resonate with a level of that you have a level of sensitivity, just tell me, yes, I do. Let me know, because I find this, it's just I've just found that it seems to be a common phenomenon, and that's okay. So we just need to, you know, tread gently. Okay, so number 4, nourish your adrenals. So whenever there is any type of fitness goal or just general level of fitness, and especially if you are at that point where you just want to step it up a little bit, make sure that you're nourishing your adrenals. And there are many ways that we do this with food. I also use a wealth of different liquid herbs. So, for example, when I'm actually coming up to an actual event, I get quite nervous, which is silly because I'm only, I'm not racing against anyone, but for some reason, I don't know, it's the energy, it's the vibrancy, it's, whatever's going on, I do get a little bit nervous. So I just have a little constitutional mix that I take that's going to support my nervous system, support my adrenals, support my thyroid, and support my immune system so that I can just stay in my Zen zone and still participate, but without all that kind of, I suppose misaligned energy. So that just helps me. But we can do that through food. We can do it through some other dietary and lifestyle practice. We can, there's many different ways. So it's about working out what will work for you. Yeah. So definitely adrenals. We actually help to support our thyroid gland through our adrenals, especially from a nervous system point of view. Okay. Number 5, immune system support. Again, kind of similar to point number 4. We need to step up our, make sure that we're honoring our body with really life foods which have life source, so that we are getting all those beautiful vitamins and minerals that help to support our immune system, which is important when we're stepping up our fitness goal. Because with fitness, we you may do the same, like a level platform for a period of time, and then to get fitter, you need to, at some point, you need to step it up. Okay, so at some point, this is why I like to have a goal, a very fluid goal, but I like to have a goal because at some point I will step it up, whether it's the pace of something or the frequency of an activity. So we need to step it up. Otherwise, we're just going to be the same. Yeah, so that's what fitness is. It's cardiovascular fitness. We step it up. And years ago, when I started, I've always been interested in fitness, and I've always done the thing. I've always been into exercise. But when I really started was 2017, and I remember this. I joined a Can-Do program, and it was a phenomenal program because I had a beautiful supportive network around me. But at that point in time, I was very externally focused, and I was comparing myself too much to what was going on around me. And in the end, I just got really depleted. I think I got sick as well in between the training at some point, and that was happening for quite a few times, right? For quite a few periods of time. And eventually I thought, I've just got to chip all that away. I've just got to, this is my journey. This is about me. I need to honor myself. Anyway, going back to that, I ended up doing that half marathon, and I've still saved the photo, and I haven't shown anyone. It's very private, but I've saved the photo that I took of myself after I ran over the finish line to remind myself of how taxed I looked. Like I actually looked grey. Like I really pushed myself way beyond my capabilities, I believe. And then I think I ended up getting sick, and I was sick for several weeks. I was really quite unwell because I hadn't, it's okay to have an external goal, but that was too big for me at the time. And I only realize that now. I didn't realize it then, because I was all caught up in that hole where, raising funds for cancer research, and that was all wonderful, and it's a great cause and everything, but that goal, I should have dropped down to the 10K, and I wasn't aware of that at the time. So I've learned a lot from that. And these days, I really pick something that may stretch me a little bit. And my goal, it's not about times, it's about finishing and feeling great. I want to recover well. I have a coach now, and my coach often asks me, what's your goal? And it's to finish well. I want to finish well. I don't want to be depleted. I want to finish and then feel strong. Yeah, still have that smile on my face. Finish well, finish strong. Yeah, so yeah, anyway, you may, if you relate to this or if you resonate with this, just let me know in the comments. And if you're joining me, if you haven't joined me yet, if you're watching this replay, just do a hashtag replay just as a reminder there so I can check in with you with where you're at. Okay, so number 6 is mind-body integration. So a lot of these steps that I'm talking about or explaining today, they really do feed into each other. Excuse me. And the reason why is because they do feed into each other. Like mind-body integration is really checking in. It's looking at those feedback loops and honoring yourself with where you're at that time, in terms of the day, in terms of the week, in terms of the month, in terms of the past, in terms of the present, in terms of the future. So, for example, where you are today, you can do a little bit of planning for your fitness over the next couple of days. So if you're feeling strong and resilient, that's where you push the boundaries. It's not about because, oh, Monday happened to be this and Wednesday happens to be that and Friday happens to be this. That's very rigid. But if you check in with yourself, you think, you know, I'm feeling really good today. I'm feeling really strong. I'm feeling resilient. Yeah, I might push the boundaries a little bit more today. And it may be with time, in terms of the amount of time that you do your activity or exercise, or it might be in terms of how vigorous you work within that time frame. So there's many different ways that you can improve your fitness with that. But always having that mind body. Is your mind, like my coach says, keep your body where your head is. No, keep your head where your body is. Yeah, that's what she says. Keep your head where your body is. Because if you're thinking up here and you want to do this and you're pushing yourself for this ridiculously overarching goal, you know, you're not checking in, you're just externally driven. Well, that's where there's the likelihood that you might get injured, or you're going to get depleted, or you're going to get unwell. So always checking in, keep your head with your body. So body, mind, alignment, yeah? Crucial to move forward with your fitness. And number 7, I've just mentioned it, is, you know, if it resonates with you, get a coach. Get a coach or a supportive group or a supportive friend, but somebody who really understands your story so that they can honor you with where you're at. You don't want someone that you haven't got that connection with. You need a connection. You need to have a connection with a person or a mentor, somebody who can keep you accountable, but 100% understand what's going on for you, so that you can be gently nudged here and there, but not, you know, not flogged. Because, you know, we don't want to flog ourselves. You know, like, it's when you flog yourself, it's just, you know, why would you give yourself a whipping? Why would you do that? You're a beautiful being. Yeah. So we need to just, I don't know, be kind to ourselves. Be kind and tread lightly. We're still moving forward. We might be going up and down. The journey goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down. But guess what? Even on the downs, you're still moving forward. You're still moving forward. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. Okay, so I hope this has helped. And if anyone resonates with this and would like to discuss this with me more and talk about their health and fitness and how they'd like to integrate that so that they're working with their thyroid condition as opposed to against it, and still moving forward with your fitness and your health and your well-being to really feel awesome in your body, just type fitness. Just type fitness and we can just have a conversation, and I can tap into what's going on for you and if I can help you move forward with that fitness goal as well as other areas of your life. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode 3. I think fitness is incredibly important. We need to maintain our fitness, even with a thyroid condition or any condition for that matter, because that's where we have our mitochondria. Once we build fitness, we're strengthening our muscle and our cardiovascular fitness, for our heart rhythm and that nice, strong rhythm of our heart, so it's not stressed. We don't want that system stressed. Yeah, so there's other areas. Of course, we look at the food, we look at the mindfulness and for the nervous system and sleep and all those aspects of our health and wellness. Yeah, but fitness is a crucially important element of that, for our cardiovascular fitness and for our muscle strength and integrity of our muscle, because that's where the mitochondria are like the little ever-ready batteries that are all within the cells of the muscle. So that's where we actually get our energy. So when we're fit, we get energy back. So sometimes it can take a little while to get to that breakthrough, to get to that level of fitness, which is why in some aspects you may need some support and some guidance and some nurturing and some gentle pushing, gentle nudging to really help you move through while you're supporting your adrenal glands, supporting your thyroid, supporting your immune system, supporting your whole being on a holistic level, so that then you can get that feedback from your body of feeling fit, feeling healthy, feeling resilient, feeling strong. That's a great place to be. That's a great place to be. So we don't want to be fragmented and kind of frazzled. Sometimes we need to hone our energy back in and nurture ourselves, nurture our soul. And in our society, often I see this, it's, you're not doing enough. Sometimes you need to do less to do more. And that's on all levels, all parameters of health and wellness. But specifically fitness, sometimes we pull back to go forward. So if you resonate with this, let me know. And thank you for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of the week. And if it's nice and bright and sunny, get out into nature, get off the gadgets, get off the IT, and I will chat to you very soon. Bye for now.